All right, good news from Walla Walla County. Its 911 emergency communications system is moving forward, all thanks to the community's vote.
Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia brings us the story behind the progress, thanks to the recent approval of Proposition 1.
Esther Click, the Westcom manager and lead for Proposition 1, was inspired to run this initiative after the Walla Walla police chief asked her to find sustainable funding for the county's 911 emergency communication center. Esther shares how they explored all options, from grants to bonds, but ultimately chose Proposition 1.
We ended up with going with the 0.2% because it is something that has been there specifically for the 911 community since 1999. Walla Walla County had just opted to not tap into that funding mechanism until obviously today when we voted and the community voted for it.
Now Click says it's time to step up and deliver for the community that showed up at the ballot box.
So now the work really begins for us, because for me, this is something that the community has now trusted us with. So we're not going to collect this funding, and how are we going to appropriate it, and how are we going to deliver the different things that we had discussed, and actually address some of the challenges that we have as a 911.
This new sales tax isn't just a number. It's a promise to everyone in the community.
Every single person in our community will, at the end of the day, benefit from it. So when they call 911, hopefully we will be able to have that more reliable system, so that if you call 911, people expect somebody to answer until somebody doesn't. And so with this, we hope to address the challenges and make sure that we're always there for them and being able to give them a good and quick response when they most need it.
How does this tax work?
So it's a 0.2% of sales and use tax. It's a tax collection based on purchases of tangible goods. The most important thing to remember that this is not an additional tax to fuel. It's not an additional tax to most of your groceries. So like milk, bread, those types of items don't get impacted. And as well as your purchases and tax properties do not get impacted.
This will affect purchases like fast food or bigger items like a new mixer. Funds will also help fix ongoing issues.
That's going to be one of our priorities. In addition to that, it's going to be staffing. Our staffing has not been addressed or looked at or increased since 1998. That's over 27 years. So we really need to address that and have a conversation about that. In addition to that, it's going to help us operate on other day-to-day items, as well as purchasing much needed equipment that we haven't been able to upgrade. There's some of the equipment that we have that we operate off of that is as old as 1997.
An executive committee will oversee how these funds are used. They'll create a plan to solve the challenges and keep the community in the loop on improvements. Reporting in Walla Walla, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Monique, the 0.2% sales and use tax increase will begin at the start of the new year. Stay tuned for more updates as progress unfolds.